Before looking at clips, let's quickly review the net rule involving player contact with the net. The rule states that when in the action of playing the ball, the player may not contact the net between the antenna. It further lets us know it is okay to contact any part of the net system outside the antenna, including the net, as long as the player does not interfere with play. The rule also says that it's okay for the net to touch a player, which is different than the player initiating the contact with the net. Take the time to read the rule on this slide and click on the Next button only when done. And then luckily, we receive further information on what constitutes interference with play with some definitions in the DCR. Touching the antenna or the net between the antenna while in the action of playing the ball. Using the net between the antenna as a support or stabilizing aid. Creating an unfair advantage when contacting the net. Doing something that hinders the opponent's legitimate effort to play the ball. Catching or holding on to the net. The rule even helps us further by saying that players do not have to actually be contacting the ball to be in the action of playing the ball. Remember also that it is rare a net fault occurs when contact is made by a player with the net outside the antenna. The exception would be when that player interferes with the opponent's ability to play the ball. Now with that behind us, let's take a look at some clips. As this first clip begins, the ball is being served on your right and on the first rally is attacked by the team on your left. A blocker in yellow on your right contacts the bottom tape of the net. The second referee does not whistle a net fault. As you watch the clip a second time, ask yourself some questions. First, and most importantly, did the referee see the net contact? Was the player who contacted the net in the action of playing the ball? Was the net contact a fault, or should play continue? Click on the dry erase board and type in your thoughts and answers. When you're ready, click on the Compare button to see how your thoughts compare with USAV national clinicians. At any time, you can click on the Back to Video button to view the clip again. The first question asked here, did the referee see the net contact, is the most important. You cannot answer any of the other questions if you don't see the contact, so make sure you are stationary at the net till the players have transitioned. In this instance, it does appear the second referee saw the net contact and then transitioned. And since we say he did see the net contact, the other questions are easy to answer. Since the second referee saw the net contact by the player and ruled he was not in the action of playing the ball, the action is legal and play should continue. As a first referee, if you see this net occur and are officiating with a certified partner, you must trust your partner to do his job and not whistle this contact as a fault. You should certainly put the play in the back of your mind to talk about at the conclusion of the match. Here is a clip that is very similar to the one you just saw. In this clip, the net contact is made by the blocker in white on your right, and the second referee whistles the contact as a fault. As you watch the clip a second time, ask yourself the same questions you did on the last clip. First, and most importantly, did the referee see the net contact? Was the player who contacted the net in the action of playing the ball? Was the net contact a fault, or should play continue? Again, click on the dry erase board and type in your thoughts and answers. When you're ready, click on the Compare button to see how your thoughts compare with USAV national clinicians. Go ahead and click on the Back to Video button as many times as you like to view the clip more than once. Again, seeing the contact of the player with the net is of utmost importance. Clearly, this referee did see the contact as he whistled a fault. The ruling is that this is a good whistle and a net fault is the right call. This clip is very similar to the first one you saw just moments earlier. The slight difference is that this player appears to be still in the action of completing his play, and thus the whistle was blown for this contact and not the first one. Let's recap from just those two clips. If you watch both clips again, you see the play isn't that much different from one to the other. So think of it like this. It is possible that if the calls had been reversed, if the referee in the first clip had whistled a fault and the referee in the second clip had not whistled a fault, the clinicians would have still agreed with both decisions. How can that be, you ask? The art of officiating comes into play here, and experience. Remember these things as you advance in your career. You must see the player contact with the net. If you don't, you cannot make a decision and cannot give an honest answer to the coach when you are questioned about the net contact. After seeing the contact, then and only then can you decide whether a fault occurred or not. Then when asked by the coach or captain why you did or did not whistle the contact, you can answer honestly using the language of the rule. This is simple, you might think, but it will take practice and experience to remain stationary and ensure you see every contact of the net by every player. Thus, you are judging the actual net contact and not what you think happened. Let's take a look at other clips of player contact with the net. In this clip, you see net contact by the player in gold on your left. This contact results in a fault being whistled by the first referee. As you watch this clip a second time, ask yourself some questions. Did the second referee see the net contact? If he did, should play have continued? If he did not see the net contact, where was his focus? Was this a good call by the first referee? Type your thoughts and answers and then click the compare button to see what the national clinicians have to say. Feel free to go back and view the video as many times as you wish before moving ahead. As you watch the clip, hopefully you saw the centerline penetration by the setter on your right. This is not a fault since there was no opponent in the vicinity, but it is still something you must see as the second referee. Now to answer the first question, it does not appear the second referee sees the net contact, which occurs low in the net. You can't clearly see the eyes of the referee during the actual net fault, but just before the fault occurs, the referee is looking at the ball. To get his eyes to the point of player contact with the net without losing focus would be difficult, and it is possible he might see a contact but be unsure who made the contact. The clinicians agree this is a good call by the first referee, since the net contact did occur during action of playing the ball. As a quick note, when you are the first referee and see this fault occur, it is always good practice to glance at your partner before whistling the fault. Make sure you take that quick moment to allow your partner to do his job. In the next clip, the setter on your left contacts the net after completing a set. A teammate then attacks the ball and play continues. Watch it a second time and see if you can answer these questions. Does the second referee see the player contact the net? If so, does she choose to let the contact go? If not, how could she have better focus to see the net contact? Was the contact a fault? Type your thoughts on the dry erase board, remembering to view the video as many times as you like before doing so. Click the compare button when you are ready to find out what the national clinicians have to say. It is difficult to see if the second referee saw the player contact the net. It is possible since she nodded her head just after the contact, which might be an indication to her partner she saw the net and made the decision to not whistle a fault. It is also possible she did not see the net and was indicating to her partner that the player did not contact the net. To better position herself to see this type of low net contact, the second referee could have been a bit wider to the net. She might also need to keep her vision open and not over-focused to enable better view of the entire net in the vicinity of the play. And last, it is possible she needed to stay focused at the play a fraction longer. As the ball and play leave the net, but before the players have transitioned, Many second referees take that quick glance away from their main responsibility to see where the ball may be headed. This is the time when many nets are missed, even by high-level referees. It is possible this is what happened here. The clinicians agree this net should have been whistled. It is small, but clearly the contact is made while the setter is still in the action of playing the ball. In this next clip, you again see a blocker contact the net near the bottom tape. Watch again and ask yourself these questions. Does the second referee see the contact? If not, why does he miss it? Should this net have been whistled? Type your thoughts and watch the video again if you wish. When ready, click on the Compare button. It is clear the player contacted the net, but not so clear the second referee saw the contact. You notice at the start of play, the second referee is taking care of something out of view of the camera. During the rally, his transition appears to be not as sharp as it could be. He is moving when the play is at the net, and his focus does not appear to be on the occurring play. No doubt, this is part of the reason he does not see the net contact. So is this a fault? It is clearly one of those nets that must be seen to be judged. The clinicians, however, felt this net contact needed to be whistled. Again, we stress you must remain focused and see all net contacts so you can best judge the legality of each one. Ask yourself, do you miss nets, especially those lower on the net? Of course, if you don't see them, you don't know you missed them. But do players or coaches yell at you during play that a net occurred? Do raters, trainers, or evaluators mention missed nets to you? First, to ensure you clearly see the entire play, you must be in position on the blocker's side and be completely stationary when the play occurs. This way, you clearly see when the net contact occurs, who contacts the net, and whether that player is in the action of playing the ball. All this information lets you know whether you need to whistle a fault or let play continue when the net contact is inadvertent by a player not in the action of playing the ball. Second, if you can't get to the blocker's side, or if the play remains at the net, then stay put, even if on the attacker's side of the net. You are no use to your partner when behind the pole, so remaining stationary ensures you see something that occurs, and most of the time, even get it right. To remind us that net violations do not occur in a vacuum, let's wrap up your entire transition to include both net and centerline awareness. Second refereeing is not something we do regularly in USAV, unfortunately, so we do not serve very well in this position when called upon at various tournaments. You need to work hard to ensure you do the best job possible for the players on each match you are the second referee. So remember these tips to help you in both your centerline and net awareness. Be in position. Be stationary when the play is at the net. See all contacts with the net and then judge legality. Follow the play to the ground. See all centerline penetrations and then judge legality. Transition when the players transition. If they stay put, then so do you.